I'm going to walk you through a really quick and really powerful exercise today to actually help you to work less while making more in your business. We're going to look at where your time is actually going, where your time should be going, where you should be spending more time, where you should be spending less time, specific to your business. This is such a powerful exercise. I've taken so many of my clients through this and is honestly one of the big reasons why just tangibly, practically, and strategically, they always work less and make more at the same time, and why it does get to be really simple doing that. So with this exercise, I want you to write down this. So grab your notes app, grab a notebook, whatever you've got to hand, and I want you to write down all of the tasks that you do in the average week in your business and assign them a number based on how many hours you spend there each week. So for example, if you looked at Instagram was one task, I should have written this would have been easier. If you said, okay, great, I spend 5 hours there. If you said YouTube is also one thing I do, I spend 3 hours there. Your list is going to look like this essentially, and you're going to have your tasks all listed out down there, and then just put next to it how many hours you spend there. If it's a half hour, then it would be, if it's 5.5 hours, it would be 5.5, for example. So list those things out so we have an actual number of where is your time going just on the average week. Of course, it's going to be different every single week, but just think about the average week in your business. Where does your time actually go? And then what we're going to do with this same list is we're going to add a second column next to the number of how long we're spending there based on how results producing this activity is. So 10 is it gets amazing results. It gets me most of my clients. It's really powerful for me getting results right now. Again, results is really defined on your specific goals right now, whether that's clients, income, more exposure, whatever that is. 0 is it does absolutely nothing. It's not really moving the needle for me, not really getting me any results, and it's not looking like it's going to anytime soon either. So that might be then looking at these and saying, okay, Instagram, I spend about 5.5 hours on it each week. If we're saying about how results producing that is, actually I've got most of my clients from Instagram, and I know that the content I post there does get me a lot of clients. So maybe we'll put that as an 8 for how results producing that is. YouTube, for example, I spend 3 hours a week there. Okay, that's pretty decent, but it doesn't really get me many clients. I've got one client from there, but it's not really moving the needle much. That might be a 3, for example, there. So go through that list and just add that number next to it of how results producing that actually is. Again, 10 being it gets really big results. It's the biggest results producer in my business. 0 is kind of does nothing, not really getting much out of my time here. Now, what we want to do with this list then is we want to look at those two numbers and compare them once you've done that. So if the second number is bigger than the first, then we need to spend more time on that task. So if we're seeing that the second number, so the 8, for example, is bigger than the 5.5, we want to be spending more time here. This is an area we're not quite spending enough time in at the moment. We want to go and spend more time here. However, if the second number is smaller than the first, so we'll do a good example here. We'll change that to a 1, so it's an easier example for you. If the second number is smaller than the first number, like that one, then that's where you actually need to cut back and spend less time. Essentially, this works really well because you can see that, okay, it's assessing how much time you're spending on something versus the results you're actually getting. And you can see for the hours I'm putting in, what results am I actually tangibly getting from here? As tangibly as we can make it, ranking it 1 to 10. And from this, we can clearly see, okay, yeah, we're spending more time on Instagram at the moment, but that doesn't mean we should say, okay, we need to balance out our time with those things. That doesn't make any sense when we can see that actually a lot of our results are really coming from here and not many of our results are coming from this area. So actually for this area specifically, we should be spending less time here right now because this number's smaller than the 3. Whereas for the first example with Instagram, we should be spending more time there because we're getting most of our results there, but we're not actually spending enough time to really match that number of results yet. So use that exercise to really create your to-do list. This is such a powerful way to actually figure out your strategy and how we're implementing this in the business, i.e. where is your time actually going on a very day-to-day, week-to-week level. So actually go through all of the tasks in your business, look at this, and it's really interesting. You essentially want those numbers to match up as much as possible. And it's really interesting to just see, where is my time actually going and where should it actually be going? So you can see where you should be spending more time and where you should be cutting back time as well in your business to get better results. So that is one of the big secrets to working less and making more in your business. A really tangible exercise to get you started there. If you found this helpful, make sure you give this video a like and make sure you subscribe so you do not miss any more videos of mine as well.